Hello, my sweets. Welcome back. Do you always want to try okra soup or stew, but its slimy nature makes you take off like a jet on a runway? Well, this recipe is what you need. Super delicious without all the drawiness or sliminess. We're going to begin by cooking our protein, and I'm using beef, cow foot, and beef tripe. We'll season it with some of our spice blend cubes and onion cubes. I'm also going to add in some all-purpose seasoning, salt to taste. Of course, this should always be the saltiest part of your cooking process, okay? We'll give it a quick stir and we'll steam it in its own juices for a few minutes to allow the meat to absorb all the flavors before coming back to adding enough water to cook our protein, especially the cow foot, until it is nice and tender. Well, to our preference. I always like a bit of texture to my cow foot, like that. Yeah, that's how I like it. So we'll cook it to that level. While that is going on, we're going to get started with our tomato stew. So to a pot, I'm adding in some palm oil, to that some chopped onions, and we'll fry it for about 5 minutes. While that is going on, I'm going to blend together my tomatoes, onion, and habanero pepper. At this time, our onions have been frying for about 5 minutes, so we'll add in our blended ingredients, give it a stir, bring it back to a boil. Once it boils, we'll lower the heat to medium and allow it simmer while we do other things in the kitchen, like check on our meat. At this point, I add in my Wele. I didn't add it in from the beginning because it is a little soft already and I don't want it to become too soft. So once I give it a stir, it has just about 5 minutes to be done. And at this point, the cow foot is letting go of the bones. So we'll get rid of that and allow it do its thing. Now look how beautiful our okra is. It's nicely washed. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it beautifully and set it aside. Back to check on our stew. It is time to season it with some shrimp powder. It's totally optional if you are allergic. Give it a quick stir and allow it continue simmering. This will give it an amazing flavor. Our meat is done, so I'm going to separate it from the stock and add the stock into our stew and allow it cook for about 8 more minutes. Today's special tools goes to Nice Lady and Faustina Atakuma from Ghana. I'm glad you enjoyed the recipes. Why not let me know where you're watching from and I'll give you a special tool in our next recipe. While that is going on, I'm going to be making our bangkun. Yes, this goes so well with bangkun, but I didn't film this whole process because I already have a recipe on how to make bangkun and also the bangkun mix. So I'll leave that for you to check out and make your bangkun. Back to our stew. At this point, we'll add in some shrimps, give it a quick stir, and then we'll add in our protein as well. Stir everything together, bring it back to a boil and allow it simmer for about 5 minutes. We do not want to overcook them shrimps, so we just let it simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and add in our okra. The secret to cooking okra stew without the drawiness or the slime is to use a lot of tomatoes in making your stew. And also when it is time to add in your okra, I usually cook it before adding it. Cooking it before adding it into our stew helps it become very drawy, okay? But if you don't cook it at all and you also don't add any saltpeter, kanwe, or baking soda, your okra stew will not be slimy at all. Also, cooking the okra for a longer period of time will cause it to lose its draw. So if that is what you're going for, I think you should cook it for a short time so as to retain all the nutrients. But as I said, use more tomatoes and do not boil it before adding it into your sauce. In this house, we like drawy or slimy okra soup and stews. So the kids made me cook another very slimy one so they can mix it in this after I had filmed this, okay? After giving everything a stir, I allowed it simmer for about 5 minutes, and there you have it. Our no slime or draw okra stew is ready. Now, all that is left is for us to serve and enjoy. How do you enjoy your okra stews? Do you like it to have more slime or draw, or do you not like any draw at all? Let me know in the comment section. If you've enjoyed me until now, I do want to thank you so very much. Why not share this to a friend or a family member? They may find it helpful. Meanwhile, wash your hands and join me. This was actually very delicious, although I would forever pick the slimy one over this. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini uchemi sweet mahabutu. Bye y'all.
Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. Who show you how to make pizza, jollof, bamboo and okra soup, sushi and pastries. All this and more. Sweet Adjeley. Sweet Adjeley. Sweet Adjeley.
Sending money any other way, Tap Send is the way to go. Download it today and use our short code SWEETTEAM to get a $15 bonus when you send your first 50. So the person you're sending it to gets an extra $15.